Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you on a very warm, beautiful day. Make the most of it, everyone, because I believe this is the last of summer. So I'm not going to moan that we've got it warm because I think we've got a few more days and then we will go into the decline of cold, wet, windy, and all the rest of it. Anyway, I thought I'd touch upon a subject which is very dear to my heart, which is all about coaching. And coaching is a very different thing to training. Training, that they're two entirely separate entities. And I'm going to show you that coaching is more guidance and support rather than telling somebody what to do. All right. Because we all know that we are independent distributors, IDs, and it means that we have a lot of flexibility. And that's the point of why we choose this, because we can kind of run the business to a certain degree the way that we want to run it. So some people say, well, they only ever do what they do after 8 o'clock when the kids are in bed. Fine, absolutely fine. Some people kind of do this ad hoc. Some people only do it at the weekend. And then people have different ideas. Some people decide that their emphasis is all on social media. I'm the complete absolute opposite. And I don't really do social media in any way in regards to my business because I know that possibly I'd fail miserably. It's just not me. I am so much happier when I'm in front of people and face to face or like this. It's been a very busy week. So in the space of about 10 days, we've had the Gillingham and Shaftesbury show, which was magnificent. We then did a little fair called the Rustic Rotary Fair at Verwood. And then last weekend was a 2-day event, the Dorset County Show, which was absolutely brilliant. We sweltered, but it was brilliant. We all made lots of appointments. And in fact, it was a marvellous way to coach people how to do this. Because what I was coaching all the time was how you engage with the public. Using big owls, colours is massive. And I'm now going to say to you that coaching is very much about understanding somebody that you've got. We are all so different. I think we've all got a bit of the personality colour traits, but I think we all do have a predominance. The very skilled networker is somebody that can align themselves with the person that they're in front of. And that's a skill that I would say I'm still learning myself, very much ensuring that I build rapport rather than confrontation. And that's something we want to do with our team, our partners. Now, this is such a wide coaching. I couldn't do it in half an hour. I've done things like shown you from the start how to get a new partner up and running. Now, I'm not going to be talking about that today because I've done 2 in my back catalogue. They're on YouTube there to be found. I'm going to emphasize more about working with newish partners and team to procure the best for them. And I want you to make a note of those words I just said. This is not about us wielding our power to get them to do what we want them to do. That isn't coaching. It's about us supporting them in their endeavours and where they feel they need support. It's about listening more than talking. And I know I'm talking at the moment, but it's because I'm coaching all of you and explaining. It's about asking questions. We keep coming back to this, don't we, everyone? You know, Alan P's questions are the answers. actually I've learned as time goes on, the more we understand and appreciate somebody, the more help we can be to them. And I think we've all got a tendency, and that includes myself, to just kind of bamboozle our way through and think that they're just going to do what we think they're going to do. Well, actually, that doesn't always happen, does it? For sure. Yeah. Because everybody has their own agenda, their own limitations. They've got a different set of background. Some have got busy lives with children and a husband, and or they might be caring for elderly parents. They might be doing both. They may be working full time and have got children. They may be the kind of person that is an adventurer, somebody that's a real get up and go person. And this is just something that will enable them to fulfill their passion. So what's the biggest coaching thing we can impart? Well, I've written it on my sheet here. Their why. The original reason that they ever join will be the empowering reason why they'll want to work this business. Because for some people, it's not all, wow, it's utility warehouse. Oh, I'll be able to save people money on their bills. How wonderful is that? Not everybody feels like that. Some people do, but not everybody. This is purely a vehicle, a means to getting to where they want to live their life. And I think we're all guilty of forgetting that. In fact, if we can really understand why and what they want to achieve from their life, you are absolutely 50% there that you'll be able to help them build this business. And maybe those weren't the things you were expecting to hear. Okay, but it's absolutely true. Because do you know what? Somebody could really wind me up the wrong way. And I could just go, no, I'm not doing this anymore. My garden is far more important to me now, and my chickens and my grandsons, all of that. But somebody could empower me and understand me. And I'm going to say that Mr. Critchley, who's my sort of mentor, he really does. He knows I'm a red. He knows I'm a get and go. But he also knows that family is terribly important to me. I've got masses of challenges going on in the background. We all have, right? And those things are what claw at our time and gradually pull us away from this, which will actually give us more time. Now, there is a paradox. We tell everybody this will give you more time. But in the beginning, you have to do some work to bring that to be. And I think that's the part that's hard. It's the juggling act. Yeah. So I want to share on the screen some very basic stuff that maybe in the beginning we should help people realize there's an awful lot that can empower them, stuff they can do for themselves. Because we're not like a teacher that's going to tell them what to do. That's what teachers do, don't they? In fact, I've realized as time's gone on, teachers they just teach stuff, and it's all about remembering stuff. And if you can remember it for an exam, supposedly you've passed an exam. And I now feel very much the same as our brand ambassador, Mr. Ben Fogle. I'm not sure that school really empowers us for life. I look back at what I was taught. Did it actually do much for me? Not really. Everything I think I've learned in life has come from the experience of learning of many, many people, and very, very little actually from my teachers. So we're not here to teach someone. We're not here to tell them what to do. We're here to help them find things for themselves, for them to feel empowered. So I'm going to share my screen, and you will recognize yours is very similar. It's our dashboard of our partner portal, which is constantly changing all the time. All right, I'm not going to go right back to the very beginning because there's lots of things, and as I say, I've covered this, but I think one of the things we can do for people, first of all, is to show them that there is information galore. So let's show them things like live training and events. This is training. Okay, there's lots of stuff here. Now, this is quite strange because it seems to me you have to go to the bottom to find what you want. All the buzzes are up the top, but the stuff that matters is kind of near the bottom. Isn't that fascinating? Okay, so somebody fairly new, first of all, they want to launch their UW business. Now that, by the way, was the previous virtual getting started. If you click on it, you'll see that that's what it is. Okay. But I would also absolutely recommend to them things like recruitment skills training, definitely telephone skills training. Absolutely recommend this. And then when they're fairly new, there's virtual getting to future team leader. Mine's black because as far as the company's concerned, there's no way I should be clogging up those events. Now, what they do allow me to do, though, and this might be strange, but this is great because this is me coaching you. Can you see that there's virtual getting to team leader training? It's not black. Senior team leader training. Now, why do you think those aren't black? Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because all of us, we all learn by repetition. And actually, one of the things that I think we can do is often do these things a few times. But for me, occasionally I sit in on one of these and participate. And the reason being is I want to know what partners are receiving. As a senior type of partner, do you not think that's a good thing to know? Otherwise, I could be talking a load of rubbish, couldn't I, to them? Yeah. So, you know, if you don't do these things, please do book on them. They're there. They're absolutely free. They're worth fortunes. Outside in the private sector, training like this costs such a lot of money. I think we all tend to take this stuff for granted. I would definitely recommend recruitment skills training. I would say every single partner in my business could do with this. In fact, there was one today at 12:30. All right. So there's a few things. Now there's multi-service customer training. Who wouldn't benefit from that? Yeah. Now, remember, this is suggesting, it's not telling someone what to do. All right. So I suggest this to partners. It's really very good. Most of these have been brought down to half an hour. So they're very much, they can fit in. In fact, let's click on this one. Let's click on it. So there we are. It's a virtual event, so it doesn't matter where you are. And what I do like about what Utility Warehouse does is they offer different times. So it can fit around people's lives, which is really, really good. And as you can see, it's just half an hour. Who couldn't find half an hour? Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I'm now going to go back. Notice I go to the back button. Okay, so we're back to the dashboard. So there was all about, actually, we'll just go back because there's something coming up soon and it's Partner Connect. And hopefully you've all booked. Okay, I'm running the Dorchester one. It's a nice evening to get together. There are so many times where I feel we lose out because we don't get together anymore. And I think it's make the most of these moments. And then there is a wonderful accelerator training. Now, sadly, I can't be on it because I'm actually Amsterdam. I've got one of those mini breaks, all right? But I would really, no matter where you live, oh gosh, I'd be booking on this. Okay, this is like the good old days. Fantastic stuff to gain there. Okay, lots of buzzes to find your local, take people along, all about Amplify. Okay, so lots of stuff there. So let's go back. Okay, so I'm going to cover learning next week because it's a massive section. All right, but this week, let's talk about news. This is a good thing to show people. They've updated this tremendously. It's so good. So this is all, but you could click on, for example, product service updates. So anything you want to know about what's going on, there we go. It's all in reverse order, chronological order. So there you are. If you thought you missed out on something and you want to find something, because a lot of my time is sometimes taken up with people calling me, sending me messages. Oh, what about this? Actually, it's all on here. And what we need to do is realize this stuff is available and it can empower us because we've got access to it. Okay, so that's a really good thing to show someone. Tips and tools. Obviously, number one is secure space at Amplify. Yeah. Just want to ask you, I'm just going to stop the share because I've got a few of you on here. Did anybody watch this Sunday's big night in or has followed and watched the follow-up? I didn't actually. No, I did watch it on the night, and I've actually watched it twice since. Because what Wes did, he'd gone round the audience of both Saturday and Sunday at Power Up back in April, and he'd got some fantastic stuff from people. And I'd say it was quite empowering. There was an Indian chap that he interviewed in the audience. I don't know if anyone picked up on this. I just smiled. He said, right then, tell everyone how well you did. Well, for 7 months, he never signed up a single customer or partner. 7 months. And I thought to myself, oh, I did one a month. Not a lot better, but I did a bit better. Do you have any partners in your teams that haven't really got going? Yeah. How empowering would that be for them to see that? Really would. Because I think people think if they don't get off the starting block fast, they've had it. No, they haven't. Not at all. Okay. So that's a coaching thing. That's helping people realize they've not missed the boat. Okay. Really important. All right. So let's go back. I think you're all seeing it now. So there's all about the training that's coming up this week, about making the most of the 150 boost, which ends on the 10th of September. Have you got lots of appointments booked in? I have. I am so busy the next few days, my feet aren't going to touch the ground. It's absolutely hectic. And I want it to be that way because the more we do, the more confident we get. Do you know, folk, I might repeat this like a stuck gramophone record, but if we only do something about once a month, the reality is we're not very good. And I'm going to share an analogy because it's true. So I've been on a little fitness program that I've set myself, and I was doing really, really well up until about 2 weeks ago. No matter what, I got up early and I went out and I was doing walking, running and increasing the running. And then I don't know what happened, a couple of busy days. And then all of a sudden I didn't go out. And I'm sharing this because I'm as fallible as everybody. And in fact, what's happened, I think it's been a whole stretch of about 9 days that I've not been out. And this morning I made myself go. And I've got to admit, it was really hard. I kind of hurt in places I didn't know I hurt. And it's the same with this. If you stop for a while, isn't it harder to get going? Yeah. So actually, a little and the consistency is absolutely really important. All right. It doesn't have to be masses, but just do, what is it we hear? Touch your business every day. Really important. So there's all sorts of things. Look, latest story on the UW stories. I find these amazing. In fact, I probably use this as one of my recruiting tools more than anything else. I use this and then I send them How We Earn UW story, which is Ben Fogle talking to Tamsin, Kalichi, and Bev Blackburn, the 3 kinds of income. And I think that's send them a UW story that relates to them and then send them one of those. Brilliant. And then get talking to them. Great way to show people how, because when you're fairly new and inexperienced, you want to still, you're full of excitement, but you don't want to feel that you can't do anything because you don't know much. But what Utility Warehouse has done, they've made us that we are enabled to do stuff without knowing much. They've allowed duplication, which I think is fabulous. So the story does the work for us. I send it out and it's doing work. It means I haven't got to do all the telling, and I could do all the telling wrong. Brilliant. How brilliant for a new partner. The Earn story explains how we earn money. How brilliant is that? We have a virtual opportunity presentation. In fact, you know, there's more stuff. We've got a new presentation, which to be honest, as soon as they brought it out, I've been using it all the time. And in fact, I really like it. Yeah. In fact, I've learned that we need to embrace the evolvements, the changes. We're all guilty, and we meet this head on all the time with people. People don't want change. They hate change. But actually, we do have to embrace it. Otherwise, we stagnate. Actually, we don't even stagnate. I think we actually go backwards. I think we go back rather than, yeah. So I think it's good to show, to see where this is, to show partners what's available. Gosh, there's so much. Isn't it brilliant? Yeah. Now let's show you, if we now click on, oops, hang on. And then we've got rewards and recognition. Let's click on that and see what it brings. So at Amplify, they've come up with an idea to remember Team Purple, those that have passed away in the last 12 months. I've spoken to Helen Frank, Senior Group Leader, and she said she's not there, but she said, Lisa, what a lovely idea. She said, yes, please. And she sent me 3 photos of Theo, and I said there was no shadow of a doubt the one that would be for me. And she then agreed and said, yeah. And we're going to be remembering those people that have passed away. So that's a nice thing. Andrew's Challenge, the Achievers, a week at UW. All, you know, if you haven't got time, that as soon as this stuff comes out, so for example, the week at UW is always released on a Friday afternoon, evening. I find Friday afternoon evenings really busy for me. So isn't it great that at any time I wish, I can go and have a look at this? Okay. Earn golden tickets. Yeah. Okay. All sorts of stuff. There's loads and loads of stuff here. It's really, really, really good. Okay. So there's some other things to show people. Now, I want to go, just bear with me, back to the dashboard. Okay. Now, I want you to see, you will all have a similar My Business. Team. Okay. And team is, oops, there we go. Hang on, I'm trying to move it. Okay, I find what we call the tree the much easier way of finding things. Now, a new partner's not going to have all this, all right? And yours will be smaller too. Mine is absolutely enormous, but a quick way to find about people. So, for example, what shall I do? I'll click on me because that's compliant. I've got to be careful what I do here. I don't want to upset anybody. All right. So what we have, first of all, is the profile. Their ID number. Look, I'm so old, I get all numbers. And there it was. I joined on the 6th of November. So it is 21 years come the 6th of November. All bits and bobs about me. Who my upline is. That's Rob Barris. He was my recruiter, and obviously I'm direct to him. Okay, now, this is the thing that's great. I want to show you this. The ladder. You've all got one. And if you haven't done this, please click on it. So what they've done is they've changed things. So here we are. For me to hit my next, I'm going for national group leader. I know it's big, forgive it, all right, but it's compliant. It's compliant, all right. So you need 50 personal customers for a national group leader. For team leader, you need 10. For senior team leader, you need 15. For group leader, you need 20. Senior group leader, 25. Most people do overtake that, all right. So I've definitely done that one. Then I need 7,000 group customers to become a national group leader. Well, actually, I'm well over. I'm nearly on the way to 25,000 group customers. So I've done that one. It's a tick. And then there's things I need. So I need one team leader leg, and I've got it. I need 2 senior team leader legs. Actually, I have got those, but one of my senior team leaders has dropped by one customer, and I'm leaving that to do last if they don't do it. Okay, but I've got that. I am very close on the group leader. I've already got one, and the other one's not far. In fact, to get the second one is 5 qualified distributors in the right places. And I've got my 2 senior group leaders. So I am very close. Okay. Now, look, folks, if you didn't realise, look at this. This is good for you to see. Hang on a minute. I need to move everyone. There we go. So, holiday incentive. Well, I put myself down for Greece. It's actually a family holiday, but I think we'll probably be going on our own. And at the moment, I've got 66 of 125. That's okay. I'm always consistent because I'm not about masses of getting customers. It's all about supporting for me. Some people have done it already, but I'm at the halfway point. Team building target, 3 of 10. I'm okay, and I'm on track. I've not used any life belts. If you haven't checked this stuff out, do it for yourself on yourself, and click on some of your team. All right, because this is new stuff and it's really, really good. Okay, so hopefully that kind of thing has helped you. I would say share with people about customer order status. I've got to be very careful here because obviously GDPR, although there's not much for people to go on. So here's a newish person I'm doing. Oops, hang on, there we go. So mobile's up and running, electricity and that is up and running. And here we are. This is happening tomorrow. It is an engineer visit because they are currently with Virgin, all right? And I always say, don't cancel the Virgin until it's all up and running and working well. Here's another new person, similar actually. Today, I'm praying that everything's going fine. So the mobile, there's another mobile being sent out. There we go. And so that was lots. And here's another person, very new. So you can explain that yellow is kind of in progress. stuff happening. Green has happened. What you're worried about is red. Explain to them what red means. Well, I know this person here, I know why, because they're actually moving house. So I've not lost them. And this person has just been stupid. I'm just saying it the way it is. So there's stuff, okay, to explain to people. Really important. So now I'm going to stop the share. And would you like to unmute yourselves? Because I've showed you lots of things and I'm coaching you with stuff. I'm coaching you about where to find things and look for things. The learning thing is next week because it's huge. It's too much for me to talk about. At the basics of it all, if you don't know why someone in your team has joined, or they don't know why they've joined, you are going to find it very hard to help them, to support them and coach them. All right, that's just a fact. So, have you got any questions for me before we go? Yeah, go on, Dawn.
So there's people in my team that I don't know, I've never seen, or they were placed there.
Yes.
Is it okay to send them a text?
Oh, I wouldn't send them a text. I call. Or
Right.
on WhatsApp, you know, you've got
Yeah.
all their information. You can put them in your contacts. And on WhatsApp, how about do a nice little voice message? Say, hi, my name's Dawn. We're all linked. We're in the same team. I've just been in a bit. I've been in a bit longer than you. Do you know what I hate? I hate the terminology upline, downline. It's so.
Yeah.
We're all in the same team. I've just been in a bit longer than you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And leave a nice message, something on the lines of, like, I do welcome calls all the time. Hi, my name's Lisa Ware. In the business, I'm known as a senior group leader. I've been in it, I say, a very long time, about 20 years. So I've got loads of experience. Wonderful that you've joined the team within Dawn Files' team. I say things like that. And it would be absolutely fabulous to say hello and make your acquaintance and to see if there's any support I can help you with besides the person that brought you in. Yeah. And actually, what you'll probably find, if you leave it very nice and open, I get people call me back, or because I give my number, or they leave me a voice message and say, I'm available so and so. And actually, I find it's a great way to engage with folk without being pushy. We don't want to be pushy on people.
No.
Yeah. So is that
Thanks
a help?
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Anything else before we, Alan?
Yeah. Is the partner portal actively kept up to date? As you mentioned, they launched your UW business as a previous virtual app.
Yeah, well, no. The launch your UW business used to be virtual getting started.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So it is important, I think, to every so often have a look around our partner portals and familiarize ourselves with it, because in order to help others and coach others, support them, we ought to be able to know what we're talking about. I think that's quite an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But is it out of date?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it's up to date. Totally.
Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
I almost think the IT team are doing an awful lot of stuff in our partner portals, and I'd like them to do other stuff, but that's me. Because I'm not that techie, and I found out, I don't know whether you use My Planner, okay, which is it's all about putting all your contacts in there. And I had a couple of questions from some quite senior partners, and actually what we discovered was it was making more work for them that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a time filler. And then you get all this that you've got to notify that prospect that you've put that stuff on the system. So there's GDPR and all of that to contend with. And then they might say, oh no, don't contact me. And this was what was happening to one of the partners. Whereas, oh guys, I suppose you could say I'm so backward. You know, I've got my slips, I've got my notes on them, I keep them together. I've got like ones from each show. They're all in a little sort of, I keep them with the diary and I know what I'm doing. I move them each week. I know what I've got to do. And it might be old fashioned, but I was just saying to a lady that was very understanding because she lives in a local village further in Dorset. We occasionally get power cuts here. And because of that, if the electricity goes down, oh dear, not only do we lose our internet, we lose Wi-Fi calling because there's no mobile signal with any network. So it means no phones, no internet, no nothing. So for me to be able to have a hands-on, good old-fashioned method that can't go down is actually really important.
Our village is the same.
Yeah. But I mean, we have kind of got a contingency in place, and I wouldn't recommend it to everyone else. But we've actually bought a generator now, just in case, because we did have earlier this year, we had 2 days, 11 hours without electric. That was pretty scary. You know, because like that's it, you can't make phone calls, you can't do absolutely anything. And with the government we're overrunning it, with the government that is going to completely finish analog lines in 2025, and possibly there'll only be the option of digital lines, voice over internet protocol. If your internet goes down because the electric goes down, you're really scuppered. You've not even got a landline then. So hey. Anyway, we digress, guys. Listen, I will carry on this subject. I would say possibly next Tuesday will be all about Amplify and the announcements, and then we can continue it thereafter. I hope that was of some help to you about where to go, how to approach things and show people. Lovely to see you all. See you next week. See you at Amplify, guys. Can't wait.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.